seal with a righteous kiss, a dateless bargain to engrossing death. Come, bitter conduct, come, unsavory guide. Thou desperate pilot, now at once run on the dashing rocks thy seasick, weary bark. Here's to my love. Oh, true apothecary, thy drugs are quick. Thus, with a kiss I die.
St. Francis be my speed. How oft tonight have my old feet stumbled at graves? Who's there?
Here's one, a friend, and one that knows you well.
Listen, be upon you. Tell me, good my friend, what force is yon that vainly lends his life to grubs and eyeless skulls? As I discern, it burneth in the capel's monument.
It doth so, holy sir, and there's my master, one that you love.
Who is it?
Romeo.
How long hath he been there?
Full half an hour.
Go with me to the vault.
I dare not, sir. My master knows not, but I am gone hence, and fearfully did menace me with death if I did stay to look on his intents.
Nay, then, I'll go alone. Fear comes upon me. Oh, much I fear some ill, unthrifty thing.
As I did sleep under this yew tree here, I dreamt my master in another fought, and that my master slew him.
Romeo, alack, alack, what blood is this which stains the stony entrance of this sepulchre? What mean these masterless and gory swords to lie discolored by this place of feast? Romeo! Oh, pale. Who else? What? Paris too? And steeped in blood. Ah, what an unkind hour is guilty of this lamentable chance. The lady stirs.
Oh, comfortable friar, where is my lord? I do remember well where I should be, and there I am. Where is my Romeo?
I hear some noise. Lady, come from that nest of death, contagion, and unnatural sleep. A greater power than we can contradict has thwarted our intents. Come, come away. Thy husband in thy bosom there lies dead, and Paris too. Come, I'll dispose of thee among a sisterhood of holy nuns. Stay not to question, for the watch is coming. Come, go, good Juliet. I dare no longer stay.
Go, get thee hence, for I will not away. Dear, a cup closed in my true love's hand. Poison, I see, hath been his timeless end. Churl, drunk all and left no friendly drop to help me after. I will kiss thy lips. Haply some poison yet doth hang on them, to make me die with a restorative. The lips are warm.
Lead, boy, which way?
Yea, noise? And I'll be brief. Oh, happy dagger! This is thy sheath. There rust, and let me die. This is the place. There, where the torch doth burn.
The ground is bloody. Search about the churchyard. Go, some of you, wherever you find, attach. Pitiful sight. Here lies the county slain, and Juliet bleeding, warm, and newly dead, who here hath lain this 2 days buried. Go, tell the prince, run to the Capulets, raise up the Montagues, some other search. We see the ground whereon these woes do lie, but the true ground of all these piteous woes we cannot without circumstance decry.
Here's Romeo's man. We found him in the churchyard.
Hold him in safety till the prince come hither.
Here's a friar that trembles, sighs, and weeps. We took this mattock and this spade from him as he was coming from the churchyard side.
A great suspicion. Stay the friar too.
What misadventure is so early up that calls our person from our morning rest?
What should it be that they so shriek abroad?
People in the street cry Romeo, some Juliet, and some Paris, and all run with open outcry toward our monument.
What bill is this which startles in our ears?
Sovereign, here lies the county Paris slain, and Romeo dead, and Juliet dead before, warm and you killed.
Search, seek, and know how this foul murder comes.
Here is a friar, slaughtered Romeo's man with instruments upon them, fit to open these dead men's tombs.
Now, heavens, O wife, look how our daughter bleeds. This dagger hath this stain, for lo, his house is empty on the back of Montague, and it is sheathed in my daughter's bosom.
Oh me! This sight of death is as a bell that warns my old age to a sepulchre.
Come, Montague, for thou art early up to see thy son and heir now early down.
Alas, my liege, my wife is dead tonight. Grief of my son's exile hath stopped her breath. What further woe conspires against mine age?
Look, and thou shalt see.
Oh, thou untaught! What manners is in this to press before thy father to a grave?
Seal up the mouth of outrage for a while, till we can clear these ambiguities, and know their spring, their head, their true descent. And then will I be general of your woes, and lead you even to death. Meantime forbear, and let mischance be slave to patience. Bring forth the parties of suspicion.
I am the greatest, able to do least, yet most suspected, as the time and place doth make against me of this direful murder. And here I stand, both to impeach and purge, myself condemned and myself excused.
Then say at once what thou dost know in this.
I will be brief, for my short date of breath is not so long as is a tedious tale. Romeo, there dead, was husband to that Juliet, and she, there dead, that Romeo's faithful wife. I married them, and their stone marriage day was Tybalt's doomsday, whose untimely death banished the new-made bridegroom from the city, for whom, and not for Tybalt, Juliet pined. You, to remove that siege of grief from her, betrothed and would have married her perforce to county Paris. Then comes she to me, and with wild looks bid me devise some mean to rid her from this second marriage. Or in my cell, there would she kill herself. Then gave I her, so tutored by my art, a sleeping potion, which so took effect as I intended, for it brought on her the form of death. Meantime, I writ to Romeo that he should hither come as this dire night, to help to take her from her borrowed grave, being the time the potion's force should cease. But he which bore my letter, Friar John, was stayed by accident, and yesternight returned my letter back. Then all alone, at the prefixed hour of her waking, came I to take her from her kindred's vault, meaning to keep her closely at my cell till I conveniently could send to Romeo. But when I came, some minute ere the time of her waking, here untimely lay the noble Paris and true Romeo dead. She wakes, and I entreat her come forth and bear this work of heaven with patience. But then a noise did scare me from the tomb, and she, too desperate, would not go with me, but, as it seems, did violence on herself. All this I know, and to the marriage her nurse is privy. And if aught in this miscarried by my fault, let my old life be sacrificed some hour before his time unto the rigor of severest law.
We still have no need for a holy man. Where's Romeo's man? What can he say of this?
I brought my master news of Juliet's death, and then in post she came from Mantua to this same place, to this same monument. This letter he early bid me give his father, and threatened me with death going in the vault if I departed not and left him there.
Give me the letter. I will look on it. Where is the county's page that raised the watch? Sirrah, what made your master in this place?
He came with flowers to strew his lady's grave, and bid me stand aloof, and so I did. Anon comes one with light to ope the tomb, and by and by my master drew on him, and then I ran away to call the watch.
This letter doth make good the friar's words, that course of love, the tidings of the death. And here he writes that he did buy a poison of a poor apothecary, and therewithal came to this vault to die and lie with Juliet. Where be his enemies? Capulet, Montague. See what a scourge is laid upon your hate, that heaven finds means to kill your joys with love. And I, for winking at your discords, too have lost a brace of kinsmen. All are punished.
Oh, brother Montague, give me thy hand. This is my daughter's jointure, for no more can I demand.
But I can give thee more, for I will raise her statue in pure gold, that whiles Verona by that name is known, there shall no figure at such rate be set as that of true and faithful Juliet.
As rich shall Romeo's by his ladies lie, or sacrifices of our enmity.
A gloomy peace this morning with it brings. The sun for sorrow will not show his head. Go hence to have more talk of these sad things. Some shall be pardoned, and some punished. For never was a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo.